The Lord works in mysterious ways. When I used to hear that when I was young, I thought that they was just talking. But his ways really are mysterious. And he gives instructions, but you have to recognize his voice. This is why we have to have a relationship with the Most High so we can recognize his voice when he's giving us these instructions. Now, there's two things that's very important that I want you to remember. I'm going to bring them back up later on in the video. One thing is, just let me say this, and it's going to all make sense. One thing is, if you have children, always keep your house clean as possible. Make it be presentable, like clean, fresh air and stuff like that. Wash the children's clothes. Have a little food up in the refrigerator. You should have a lot of food in the damn refrigerator. But if you don't got a lot of food, at least have some damn food in the refrigerator. Remember that, because I'm going to bring it back up. And another thing, remember this. Remember this little story that I'm about to tell you. One day I was playing dominoes with my girl, her moms, her dude, and a couple of more people, right? And they were talking about when her moms got arrested one time and she had these warrants. She had warrants out for her arrest. They wanted to go visit her dude's brother, but she couldn't go because she had warrants and stuff, right? So remember that. Keep the house clean and stuff. And that my mother-in-law had warrants and stuff, right? Remember that. Now, this is how the Most High work. In mysterious ways, man. And give us instructions, but we must recognize his voice. And once again, this is why we need a relationship with the Most High, because of this. I tell my girl not to go to the park. If you look at my earlier videos, I said some of this story. Now I'm about to say it all. I tell my girl not to go to the park because we already made the money for that day. If I said we was going to make $100 that day and we made that $100 in 5 minutes, that was it. If it was $200, if we made that $200 with one person and we only stepped on the scene for 5 minutes and that one person got the whole $200, which has happened before, that was it. It wasn't no, hey, go get some more and let's stay up here for another 2 hours. It was that. And we met our quota before we even was going to go to the park. Somebody came and picked up what we was going to go, you know what I'm saying, dish out. So I told her, but she wanted to go so bad. I think she was probably up there cheating or something, because now she gets 2 with half. So that's a year. She get 2 with half in Chowchilla, the female prison in California. At the same time, I have my baby in the business. My oldest daughter in this relationship. And I got the businesses booming up in Long Beach. We got an apartment and everything, but I still have to park, right? So her mom's called me up one day and she like about a couple of days after that. And she said, hey, I want you to go and visit her up in the Linwood jail, because that's where they had the females in Linwood. And she wanted to keep the baby and all of that. And I was like, I don't know, I really don't like to go to the visit and do all of that type of stuff. But she begged me and all that. And she said, bring her shot records and something else. And I wasn't thinking about it, right? I was just packing the bags. Oh, she was going to keep her for like a week after that too. And I was happy because I was going to get a break, because I had her for probably like a week at this time. Her mom's been up in jail and I was going to go visit her on that Saturday. I gave her the baby and then I went home, and then the next morning, early in the morning, I went to Linwood. I checked in, gave her my ID. All of a sudden, I'm sitting down. And these big, I don't know why they be exaggerating. It was like 10 if anybody was ever in the LA County jail and things like that, the big ones. And I'm like, and they coming straight to me and I see it. I'm like, what is going on? They tell me to get up, hands behind my back, all that. They tell me I got some warrants and stuff. So now I'm like, dang, she up in jail, I'm in jail. But it's cool because the grandmama got the baby, right? So I did all of the warrant stuff, and it wasn't nothing real big. It was a couple of metro tickets and some stupid stuff. So I gets out. I gets out like about a week and a half later. And when I get out, I go straight to her mom's house because look, it's crazy because the downtown court for Long Beach is right down the street from where we was staying. We was staying in 354 East Chestnut. It's on 4th and Chestnut on the corner, right? So I just walked there. I walked there and then I come up in and it's a gang of people up in there. And I'm like, hey, this is weird. And the mom's giving me this big package of papers and was like, go read them. And I was like, what's this? Like, where's my daughter at and all of that? I wasn't even going to take my daughter. I was just going to kiss her. And look, I was trying to figure out a way how to explain to the grandma that I really need you to keep her because I got a lot of stuff on my mind. I'm willing to give you some money and we're going to put money on your daughter books and just keep her here and there. And I come over on a Saturday because I can't handle this baby in my business. You feeling what I'm saying? But before I could say that, the grandma like, read the papers. These is legal guardianship papers. And see, I'm a fighter, man. You hear what I'm saying? I'm a fighter, so I don't go for shit like that. If she would have just was shut up for like 5 minutes, none of this would have even happened, but I'm glad that it happened. Then all of the people start positioning themselves. I'm like, oh, pulling out their phones, and I'm already knowing. Look, I'm still up in the paper suit. Up in LA County and all that, they give you a paper suit, a black paper type suit, right? I'm still up in that. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm about to go back to jail. Plus, she got paperwork, so I took the paperwork home, heartbroken and stuff, and all of that. Woke up the next morning, went to my mom's, went to my homies now on 103rd. The homie OB, he gave me some advice because his mom's worked for the system. And then he said, right now, go back to Long Beach and file a report. And I'm like, I'm not with like the filing a report or like, you feel what I'm saying? He said, no. And I got that warm feeling in my chest. The instructions. Now remember in the beginning of this video, I said the instructions of the Most High, but we got to listen to him. We got to hear him. We got to recognize his voice. At this time in my life, I recognize it's the Most High voice and it's coming through one of my homies. And I said, bet. I immediately got up and went to go file a report and stuff. And listen, I went to go get them papers. I didn't know how to read all of that big stuff. I went to go get them papers. I went to go file a report. And when the police got there and he reading the papers and they knock on her door and stuff, he like, do you got legal guardian? Is these papers legit? She was like, no. He like, so what happened? And she explained how I'm such a bad guy and all of this type of stuff. And she got a court date tomorrow on legal guardianship. You see, if I wouldn't have followed my guy advice right then, he told me, I got up right then, I hopped on the train, I went to go get them papers, and then I went to file that. The next day was the court date. If I didn't show up, she would have had legal guardianship. Just like that. They didn't tell me that it was a court date 2 days after I got out that was going to decide. She didn't tell me none of that. See, they played me. But the Most High gave me some instructions. No, do it like a citizen. Go file paperwork just like they did. I did that. And the next day was court. You hear what I'm saying? So I went to the court date, man. This is the Lord working mysterious ways part right here, right? I went to the court date the next day. And the grandma had the baby and all of that. She plead her case. I plead my case and all of that type of stuff. I say I got a house. I got this. I got that. She say he's a drug dealer. He's this, he's that, all that. And guess what? The judge gave her the baby. And I was like, oh man, but like this is my baby. And he like, I'm going to sign the baby over to her. And all of a sudden, it's like I went backwards and something came in front of me to start making me remember and talk. Remember the Bible said that don't worry about what you're going to say when you on the stand and all of that in front of your accusers or whatever. He's going to give you the words to say. And also, do you remember in the beginning of this video, I told you that when we was playing dominoes, she said that she had some open cases, some warrants. Now, this was a few years before the baby was even born. I didn't forget about this, but not today, you see, because the Lord worked in mysterious ways, man. I said, Judge, if she I said this in the court. I said, Judge, if she walk up out this courtroom, I'm going to call the police and get her arrested. And then my child going to be up in the foster home and we're going to have to be over here doing this all over again. And he said, why? And I said, because I knew the date and everything. I became a damn lawyer. I was like, on March 8th, 2002, she got a warrant for this, an open case and all of that. And the judge looked at her and was like, is this true? And she said, yeah, it's true, but it's just a small warrant. And I said, no, Your Honor. If a warrant was small, would you issue out, is any warrant small for you? Doesn't that mean that she have to stand in front of the judge? And he was like, that is true. And he was like, so ma'am, what's up with, and she, all of a sudden, the spirit came over her. And she said, shut up to the judge. And he said, what? It's like the whole courtroom was like, what? And she was like, you're asking me too many questions. He's a drug dealer. They all know this and this and that. And the judge was like, did you just tell me to shut up? And she was like, yes, my son is more powerful than anybody in Long Beach. All of that type of stuff, man. And he said, ma'am, can you give him the baby? And I got the baby. I got the baby, man. I got the baby. They gave me these papers, the legal guardian papers, man. I got on welfare, man. Like I said, I was the only father. I was pushing my baby through Watts, man. Ask anybody that know me, man. For like a whole year and 2 months. You feel what I'm saying? The Lord worked in mysterious ways. I literally became a lawyer, like they said in the Bible. But listen, there's more. So she had a lot of the baby stuff, a lot of the baby, you know, the shot records and all the different things. That's the important thing. So remember I said the court was literally right down the street from her apartments. So I walked with the baby to her place, and the judge said it all and all that, like, have it waiting for him because he's going to need it and all of that type of stuff. And she was up there, and all her neighbors cussed me out, man. She threw the bag of important stuff at me. All of this, man. All of this. And this is really my damn child, right? So I go home, and it's been a long day. So I'm like, man, let me clean up real quick because it was messy. Something said clean up now. I was so tired. I started cleaning up, man. I cleaned up spick and span, man. I got my baby. We got the music on. I'm telling her that I'm gonna treat her right. She's a little baby. She's a couple of months old. And after I'm done cleaning, I'm about to go run across the street to go get a blunt because after I clean, I was gonna relax, drink me a little something and smoke something, and you know what I'm saying, celebrate me and my daughter victory. But I couldn't find my damn keys. The Lord worked in mysterious ways, man. So for like an hour, I'm like, I can't find my keys. You see, the liquor store was right across the street from my house, and all I had to do was just lock her, because she was already taking a nap. I was gonna lock her up in there just real quick, run across the street, get the blunt, the wine, come back. It was gonna be like 3 minutes, literally. I hear a knock on the door. It's the damn Child Protective Service woman. Somebody done called her on me. So she come in and all of that, and she's like uptight a little bit, and she's like, can I look around? And I'm like, yeah. The first thing that I thought about was like, damn, I'm glad I cleaned up and everything like that. And then she even opened up the refrigerator and stuff and all that. And I said, I know what you here for. And she said, why? And I said, because I got custody of her up in court. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, yeah. And she sat down. We became friends. You know what I'm saying? And I said, oh yeah, by the way, before you leave, besides like evidence of obvious abuse and stuff like that, what made you be cool with me? And she said, because the condition of your house and you have food up in the refrigerator. And I'm like, what? She said, yeah, when we go in, we're taught to look at the conditions. Like they are taught to see, like even if you just straighten up a little bit, they will still be able to tell if you're a filthy type person, a drug addict. It's certain things that you just ain't gonna be able to hide. That's why I said, always keep your damn house clean. If you have children, always have something in the refrigerator, man. If I would have found them keys, I would have went across the street. By the time she knocked on the door, my whole house would have been full of weed smoke and all of that. They would have just took the baby right back, man. But I followed the instructions, man, because I know his voice. I could recognize it. I hope this damn video ain't too long, but it's important, man. Because the Most High has a voice and he talked to you through different things, through different people, through your dreams, through your thoughts and stuff like that. But you have to recognize that voice. I mean, if somebody call you and they be like, amigo, ¿cómo te llamas? You don't recognize that voice. You go hang up. You don't understand. But if your brother call you or if your mom, even if you can't see them, or feel them, you're not right there with them, they just in your ear, you recognize, oh, that's mama right there. That's mama that's talking right there. You build up that relationship with the Most High and you would never go wrong. It'll be like mysterious. God working mysterious ways, man. Peace.